Shalom. All praise and glory to the Most High God. I'm Phalon Nelson, and this is Overstanding God, the series. Like, share, comment, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Shalom.
Shalom, Parker. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I was talking to my brother the other day and we were talking about God. I thought we were finally getting somewhere. And then he asked me a question that I couldn't answer. Well, a question that I don't think anyone can answer.
What was the question he asked you?
He asked if God created everything, then who created God?
This is such an age-old question. This is normally the question someone asks when you're talking about God and you're making too much sense. So they try to steal the dynamic of the conversation by asking something they feel is unanswerable. However, today I'm going to give you some perspective, so the next time someone asks, you in turn can give them perspective as well.
Okay, I'm ready.
So the question was asked, who created God? The simple answer is that no one created God, because God created everything. But that answer is never enough. So here is where perspective comes into place. What you have to first understand is there is no such thing as nothing. We've been traditionally brainwashed to believe that there's such a thing as nothing. So in turn, the deceptors can postulate that God doesn't exist. If I can convince you to believe that if you have a glass of water and you drink all the water, what's left in the glass is nothing, then I've just convinced you of the possibility of nothing. When in truth, if you have a glass of water and you drink all the water, what you have left is the absence of water, not nothing. You see, the word nothing is only specific to the object of discussion. In this case, nothing is objective to the water in the glass, not to be confused with nothing, which is defined as not one single thing. If you drink all the water in the glass, that just means there's no more water in the glass. But in truth, there is still oxygen, particles, minerals, etc. in the glass. Again, the word nothing is only objective to specific objects.
Oh, I think I understand what you're saying. The word nothing can only be associated with a specific object or objects. For instance, if you have a glass of water and you drink all the water, if someone were to ask what's in the glass and you say nothing, that was only specifically concerning the water that was in the glass.
Exactly, because in truth, there is always something. Which brings me to my next point. Nothing is not the opposite of something. Nothing is the absence of a specific something. If I ask you what's in your hands right now, you could say nothing, because objectively, nothing can be seen or touched. However, under a microscope, you'll quickly realize there's still something there. Think about it like this. When have you ever said, I have nothing, and meant the definition of the word in its entirety?
Well, never. Even if I say I have nothing, in truth I still have something. Even if that something is the life I live.
Exactly. So understanding there is no such thing as nothing, we take our understanding a step further. If the word nothing is only objective to a specific object, this would mean in order for you to have nothing, you must first have something. Nothing is the value of something objective going to zero. If I say what's in the refrigerator and you say nothing, you're referring to food. If I say what's in the pool and you say nothing, you're referring to water. If I say what's in the trunk of your car and you say nothing, you're referring to anything that can be seen and or touched, which is the definition of the word object. So in truth, you never truly mean nothing. Are you tracking?
Absolutely. I like the way you broke that down.
Okay, so continuing on, if nothing doesn't exist unless you have something, then in the beginning, even before anything was created, there could have never been nothing. We know this because nothing is only the value of zero of a specific something. With that being said, we know that in the beginning there had to be something, because nothing is only the absence of a specific something. So there has to be something for there to ever be nothing. Now pay close attention. Everything that is something has a creator. Look at what you have on. Everything that is something, someone created it. Your shoes, your shirt, your hat, someone created all of these things. Would you agree?
Yes, I can agree with that. Everything that something has a creator.
Okay, furthering your understanding. Everything that has something of intelligence has an intelligent creator. Am I right? Think about it. Your cell phone is something. That means it has a creator, like we just discussed. However, your cell phone has intelligence, therefore your cell phone had to have someone that was intelligent to create it.
Oh, that makes sense. Like a car is something, and everything that is something has a creator. But because the car has intelligence in it, whoever created it had to have intelligence to create it.
Exactly. Now the hard understanding comes in. If everything that something has a creator as we discovered, and everything that is something with intelligence has an intelligent creator, who created that tree over there? Isn't a tree something? Doesn't a tree have intelligence? Do trees, like all plants, not use photosynthesis to convert carbon dioxide, CO2, and water into sugars and release oxygen as a byproduct? Does the software engineered in a lemon seed with proper sunlight and water not produce a lemon tree? So who created the lemon seed which has intelligence? It therefore must have an intelligent creator. Is the earth not something? Do the properties of earth to include the periodic table not have intelligence? So if there's nothing, and I do mean the very definition of the word nothing, that has intelligence, that wasn't created by something of intelligence. Who created earth? We as humans have intelligence, however we were created within the midst of the intelligence of earth. For this is the reason why we can't ourselves create earth. We can only through our intelligence learn to understand it. So if nothing is only the absence of something, this means you have to have something and take that something away to then have nothing of that specific something. In the beginning there couldn't have been nothing, because nothing is the absence of something. And since we exist in a realm of intelligence, we know the something that was there in the beginning had to have intelligence to create everything of intelligence that we're witnesses to. Well, that something is what we call God.
Wow, that was deep.
Think about it like this. What if I were to say to you that, in the beginning, nothing decided to create something out of nothing?
Well, that makes no sense because how could nothing decide to do anything? It can't because it's nothing.
Exactly. Or does it make more sense to say that something one day decided to create something out of nothing?
That would make sense because in truth, something could decide to create something.
Right again. God is the something that was always there from the beginning, that created everything that you exist in. This means that God himself was outside of time because it was he that created it. So to answer your question, no one created God because God created the ability to create. If in the beginning there was nothing, which is defined as not one single thing, then there could never be something. The same is stated that in the beginning because there was something, there can never be nothing. You and I having this conversation is proof that there was something of intelligence in the beginning. To deny that is to deny your very existence.
Nice. Now I have some perspective to give my brother when I talk to him again. Thanks, Phalon. Shalom.
Shalom.